the biggest mind-blowing parts of putting Fast Like a Girl out into the world is the hundreds of thousands of 20 and 30-year-old women who have messaged us, emailed us, and have asked, what do I do if I don't have a cycle? Okay, I want to just stop for 1 minute. When I was 20, nobody ever said they didn't have a cycle unless they had an extreme eating disorder or they were a really hardcore athlete. We now have that as more of the norm than the exception. And then on top of that, I was talking to a friend who's an oncologist, and I said to her, and she does breast cancer, I said, what are you seeing as far as the rates of breast cancer? Are they staying the same, going up, going down? And she goes, oh, they're skyrocketing. And my youngest patient now is 27 years old. When we look at those two statistics, something environmentally is deeply wrong. How are we going to be able to help these women?
Well, listen, I'm running for president. So obviously I believe that a president who gets it and is willing to say it is certainly a part of it. There's no one silver bullet, but you cannot leave the electoral process out of it. That, and Mindy, I've been saying in our kind of world, higher consciousness transformation, I've been saying forever, good luck with all that green juice. They're poisoning the food. They're poisoning the water. They're poisoning the air. You can't put yourself in a bubble of, I only shop at Whole Foods. It's so much bigger than that, even at Whole Foods. But at this point, these are laws. These were bad laws that replace decent laws. And we have to repeal the bad laws and put back in good ones. We have to put guardrails up. This is a form of unfettered, it's called vulture capitalism. It's a malevolent, it's beyond dysfunctional. It's moved into malfunctional. A strain of an economic system that is so soulless that no ethical, hey, we know, for instance, there was a particular pesticide that had a particular kind of chemical, and it starts with, I've never been, it's almost like I can't pronounce it exactly.
Oh, they're hard to pronounce.
And it was proven for a long time to harm a developing child's brain. Now, they finally just recently put some limits on it, but it took years because that chemical company, and we know what Monsanto does, we know about you, we know they have such gargantuan financial power. So you and I might say, okay, we are going to show up to vote every 2 years or 4 years. These people have corporate lobbyists in the office of our legislators every single hour of every single day. There has to be a revolution at the ballot box. You cannot leave electoral politics out of it. And no president has a magic wand. It's one of 3 co-equal branches of government. So it's not like if you had a president who gets this, could go in there just with this, magic wand, make it all different right away. But a president who lays it down, says the truth, and is not afraid of the repercussions of big pharma or big insurance companies or big food because you're not of that system and you're just there for one term anyway, I think would be a very good idea. And that's why I'm running.
Yeah. And I think it's a very rare candidate that's willing to stand up against 2 of the largest financial backers for politicians. It's a very bold and brave step. And maybe they're not the largest. They have this hold on us. And for a politician to stand up and say enough, I don't see anybody else doing that.
No, you're not seeing anyone else do it. Not because they don't know what we're talking about, but because they're part of a system. And within that system, their careers are threatened. Oh, somebody will primary you, or you will lose your seat on the appropriations committee. It will take someone from outside. Now, they would have you think that the only people you should consider qualified are people who know how to maintain and perpetuate that system. What you and I realize is, no, we need someone who knows how to disrupt that system. And the powerful disruptor at this time is somebody who just says it like it really is, who says the quiet part out loud. Because millions of people, and I want to tell you something else about this. This is not a left-right issue. Not only that our health isn't, but even the realization that these corporate powers, with their complete lack of moral centeredness or sense of ethical responsibility, are dominating our society and hurting people's lives the way they are. People on the right are waking up to this as much as people on the left. And we're really beginning to see, I think something's going on in this country. People realizing this is not left versus right. This is powerful versus powerless. This is people who, with their money, can cause this much damage to people's lives versus people who just feel powerless, like there's nothing we can do. That's why it must be a revolution at the ballot box.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go back to this 25, 30-year-old. One of the challenges that I see being down in the trenches, trying trying to get women to change and men to change their health habits is that big food has sprayed so many chemicals on food that everybody's addicted to it.
Right.
So it's like when you hear, oh, wait, my favorite potato chip is causing my menstrual cycle to go away. Ooh, that's really inconvenient. And then I walk into my doctor's office and my doctor says, there's no science behind that. That's not what's going on. And so the 25, 30-year-old's really confused as to, and they even will say it's not bad that you've lost your period. You're lucky you don't have it. And it's the whole system. This is exactly what we're hearing. This
What
whole
about when those
system.
women want to get pregnant? What does the doctor say about that?
Yeah, right. Well, but then
Well,
there's another system. There's infertility. There's a whole infertility arm of our healthcare that will happily take all your money to do that.
and people realize that that doctor who said that probably took maybe half a year in medical school of anything about food and nutrition. And if you don't know much about food and nutrition, then how would you know to be horrified when you see how bastardized and poisoned it has become?
Yeah.